What's up YouTube? For today's video, we're a full Corsola Evolution team. We're back on that Evolution team grind, and today we're going to be doing Corsola Galar, and Cursola. Now, this team only obviously consists of 3 Pokemon, so I thought to do the shiny counterparts too to make the team of 6. Otherwise, it was going to be absurdly hard than it already was. If you people want to follow me on Twitch, this is where I do all my battles and live streams and stuff like that. You can find that in the description of the video, twitch.tv/PIMPNITE. Hope to see you there. If you're not a follower already, next week I'll have an actual schedule for Twitch for my streaming as well, which is going to be the first time I've ever tried that. So I'm going to be interesting if I actually keep that schedule up, but you know, we'll see. So the first battle we have today, this one was against Kirby, and we got a EV lead here. So I'm leading with Corsola. This is actually going to be a special Corsola set. Now, I did happen to notice that Corsola got Meteor Beam, so I thought, I might try out a special set and see what I can do with it. So we got Meteor Beam, Hydro Pump, Blizzard, some real real power moves there, and the last one was Brine, which is kind of a situational move. So Eevee's going to go for a bite, obviously trying to scumbag flinch me, but that is not going to work. I'm going to be going for the Meteor Beam here. Now, the item I've got on this one, of course, is the Power Herb. That's going to activate it right away and get me a +1 in a special attack. Now, the EVs I gave this were pretty standard. I gave it, well, pretty standard for a special Corsola, not that's very standard, but we got max health and max special attack with modest nature, right? Now, even after that big special attack or special attacking move, Corsola's special attack isn't really that great anyway, so it needs like a couple, but it's an EV, so we're sort of right there. The only problem was the EV had a Focus Sash. Now it's going to hit me with the Iron Tail. Iron Tail does probably about as much as Bite did, and I'm going to take your boy out with the Brine there just in time. Now, the reason I had Brine on there, say the Pokemon already took like a fairly big hit from something else and was at half health or below, I could go for Brine and, you know, for the double base bout. So Politoed's going to hop into this battle. I really can't do much of it apart from Meteor Beams. Like, let's go for that, and then it goes for a belly drum. I'm like, oh no, this is really bad. So Politoed's going to lose half its health and is going to get an insta +6 in attack. And I have to take this thing like out straight away. Now, obviously, I don't have my Power Herb anymore, right? So I've got to wait an extra turn to fire off the Meteor Beam. And I know that Politoed is going to attack me this turn, obviously after a +6. And my Meteor Beam will most certainly take it out. But I know that I'm not going to get a chance, right? It's going to be going for a Waterfall, and Corsola is going to fall back in the water. I feel like that wouldn't even faint it. But anyway, Corsola's down. Now, I was thinking, what can I do here? My only hope, the only Pokemon I got that has a chance of actually surviving this is my Corsola. And it's not an Everlight Corsola Galar as well. It's actually a pretty interesting set. We've got Miracle, Protect, Stealth Rock, and Self-Destruct. We've got on this one Max Attack, and that's it. That's all I gave it, Max Attack. So what I did, right, is I deliberately gave it 0 IVs in its all of its defenses and stuff and special defenses, so I could get like a really powerful Mirror Coat off, and also to make it go down to 1 health. Now we got Self-Destruct on this one, and I was very, very lucky. Well, I was lucky they didn't have Damp, because that could have been really nasty there. And Politoed is going to be going down, which is really, really good there. If I didn't have that Focus Sash Self-Destruct Corsola, I was done. Like, none of my team could have taken that out. They all would have got outsped. Now, this team was really, really slow too. Like, all of them are slow Pokemon. Like, even with like a Choice Scarf, they're really, really slow. So out comes the Kirby here, and I've got my Cursola set. Now, I've run this Cursola set on my Cursola Sweep on YouTube. If you like Cursola, maybe you want to check that one out afterwards. We got the Kirby setting up the Stealth Rocks there, which it doesn't really phase me all that much. It's not going to do that much damage to my incoming Pokemon. And I get a free turn of Whirlpool. So what we're going to do with the Whirlpool, we're going to trap the Wigglytuff in here. Now, Wigglytuff is going to be sacrificed to the Perish Song gods here. So we got on this one a Perish Body, Perish Song set. We're going to trap them in Whirlpool, and we're going to get our strength back with Strength Sap. You know what I'm saying? The only problem here, I was wondering, what sort of ability does this actually have? So it's going to go for Disable. It's going to disable my Whirlpool, which is actually quite good, because if it disabled Perish Song, I would have been in a lot of trouble. I couldn't really do much apart from like Whirlpool. Now, Whirlpool's still doing like alright damage. I don't know if this has any way of healing itself at this point, but regardless, I just want to take it out with a Perish Song before I can even like do anything there too. Now, I've got Protect on this set too, obviously to stall out a couple of turns, and then you got your Strength Sap, and usually it works fairly well. The only thing that can possibly take this out like in one shot or do a lot of damage is a very strong physical attacker, usually with like a Dark type move or Ghost type move, right? And you know, you're basically done there. It doesn't have the greatest defense in the world. So the EVs I run in this one with max health and max defense. Now, I actually sometimes opt to go for max health and max special defense, right, and let Strength Sap do the work, but in a lot of the cases, it just took too much damage on the first initial hit, so I sort of readjusted the EVs that I gave it. Or you just saved it for special attackers. You could also do that too, so that's how I played this set. So unfortunately, Kirby is going to get a little bit competitive there and get a boost. The reason I did that was to get my health back, and I just wanted to steal it ability they're actually running there, right? I was low-key hoping for Cute Charm, but I kind of knew that it would be competitive, right? Now, the good thing about this is, right, I'm going to swap out my Corsola, and I'm going to swap into my Corsola. This is going to be my Corsola Galar. Now, this one has an Everlight, right? So I knew I'd be able to take some hits from this. So we've got the Dazzling Gleam here. Dazzling Gleam does a lot of damage to me, and the Perishong is going to take out Kirby, which is good. So we've taken out 3 Pokemon so far, and I've still got my Cursola on the back if maybe I could save it for the last Pokemon. So in slides Dragapult here. I know that it's going to go for like a Ghost type move. I've got a Shadow Ball here too. I can't swap really. It's a very hard Pokemon to swap into. And now they're going to go for a Phantom Force, so it's a physical set. So like, okay, does that power herb, or it's going to, disappear into the void for a turn? So they're going to disappear into the void for a 10. I mean, it's not like I can really swap out into any of my other Pokemon. I could go out to my other Corsola, but then I'm going to take a big hit, and then I'm going to probably, I'm most definitely going to get outsped next turn. And I feel like that was sort of a waste. So my little Corsola is going to get spanked, and it's going to be going down. But that's all right there. There's not much I could have done in that situation. I've taken out 3 Pokemon so far, so I'm fairly happy. Now, my next Pokemon is Corsola. This is my favorite. I've run this for God knows how many years, like years and years. This is my Hustle Choice Band Corsola set with Head Smash. This thing hits so hard. The thing about it, though, it's got to land, right? So we're going to go for the Head Smash here. We got the Dragon Ball going for the Dragon Dance. So it's it's obviously clearly a physical attacker, right? So that doesn't do a lot of damage. I feel like I could almost leave one more if I was lucky. And the Head Smash misses, which is very, very important. The only problem about the Head Smash there, if you take the recall damage, usually you go down that turn, right? It's got horrible, horrible recall. Now, I was thinking, what are they going to do here? They're going to go for another Dragon Dance, but they went for Psychic Fang to Z. Corsola is going to live that one, and it is going to get a Head Smash off. It will sacrifice itself, but man, it just annihilated that Dragapult. I was really happy about that too. A very speedy Pokemon, and it's got some good offense. So down goes my second Corsola. No, actually, all of my Corsolas down. I mean, my water and rock Corsolas, non-Galar ones, are actually going to get turned into Galar ones. So, yeah. Just pretend I've got a full Ghost type team now. So, we got the Corsola coming in here. This is a pretty interesting set here. So, we got Azumarill sliding into. And, oh, this is my Parasong set again. Never mind. That's my other one. So I was like, okay, well, I may as well set up the Parasong in and see what they're going to do. So it's going to be a special attacking Azumarill going for the Ice Beam there. It's not going to do much at all. I mean, coming off Azumarill's like bad special attack and my great special defense, it's not going to be able to touch him. Maybe they're trying to freeze attack me. I don't know. Now, the item on this one is Leftovers too, if you didn't already say that, or if I didn't already say that before. Now, they're going to have 3 turns of the Parasong. I'm going to go for, I could go for Whirlpool here just to trap them in. And the only thing I was worried about is if they do have Sap Sipper, because I've been trolled by that a couple of times. Now, what they're going to do there is they're actually going to swap out, and they're going to be going into the Charizards. It's like, okay, Charizard, that's fine. I went for a Whirlpool. Now, even though I got no special attack EVs whatsoever, it still does some really good damage. Like, Cursola's got a lot of special attack, right? You guys would have used one, Choice Specs, Under the Trick Room. It's got a lot of potential under there, right? It hits very, very hard. The reason I didn't really want to run that style of set, though, I ran something else. So we got two more turns left on my Corsola, and it's going to go down. I did do some damage to Charizard there. I'm starting to think, what should I do? Should I just keep going for Whirlpool? Did I get some damage on there? They haven't Dynamax yet. Maybe I should just go for Whirlpool, I don't really want to swap out, this is a Pokemon you don't really want as the last one, unless you can do some damage with Whirlpool, right? Which in a lot of cases you can. You can damage with Whirlpool, Sap Zipper, Strength Sap, not Sap Zipper, and get your dang health back, right? So we got a Air Slash here from Charizard. It's not going to do much at all. I've also got Leftovers too, so it's not going to do like that much damage after that. There is a chance they could flinch me, but they'd have to get very, very lucky. And all the same time, right, Charizard can't swap out, and it's getting damaged by Whirlpool, right? So this is my last resort, right? I've got one more turn. They're going to hit me with the Air Slash. I decided to stay in here because I wanted a fresh swap in for my last Pokemon. And I was actually okay with losing the Cursola at this point in the game, right? Because Charizard, after all the shenanigans with 2 Whirlpools, I think it was like 2 or 3 recall from the Whirlpool. Charizard almost lost most of his health. Like, look at that. It almost went down just to 2 Whirlpools and, after that. So my Cursola is going to drop down there. I've got one more Pokeball left and is my other Cursola. Now, this was a physical Cursola, right? Now, Cursola's physical attack isn't actually all that bad when you have a look at it, right? Now, it does get Poltergeist, which is kind of nice, and we got Earthquake on there as well, and some other coverage moves like Leech Life and things like that too. Now, this one was a weak armor set, a speedy one, so I was thinking, how can I make this speedy? I thought, okay, weak armor, max speed, and max attack, and then I can give it weakness policy as well. So weak armor, weakness policy, and it hits pretty hard after you get that weakness policy activation. Now, I wasn't confident that Charizard would actually be able to even activate this. I didn't even know if it had like a move to activate it, but I didn't have much choice. I had to swap into this. I thought it'd be a really good tank as well. So Charizard's going to go for the Flamethrower. It does nothing because I'm in Dynamax, plus my great special defense, even though I'm running a sweeping set. And the Charizard is going to be going down. So the last Pokemon is the Azumarill. So it's like, okay, against the Azumarill, I could go for a Poltergeist here, or in my Dynamax form, I could go for that and actually drop its defense. And I feel like they're definitely going to Dynamax, right? I feel like it should be a 2-hit KO on the Max Phantasm, right? That should be a 2-hit KO. Now, judging if they're running a special set or they may be running a mix set, I wasn't really sure. I was hoping it was just like, purely special, right? Because, Cursola's got great special defense, right? So we got a big old Azumarill here. I really, out of the normal Azumarill and the shiny Azumarill, I like the yellow one the best. It sort of looks like, an Easter egg, it's like something. So I'm going to be going for the Max Phantasm here. I'm going to try and drop the defense and take this out in 2 shots. It does fairly underwhelming damage considering, but then again, it's Cursola. Its attack isn't great, right? So we're going to get that nice defense drop, and now Azumarill is going to be going for the Max Starfall. So like, okay, I should be able to live this one. How well, I don't know, and I do live it, but not very well. So I need to take out the Azumarill this turn, right? I've got one more turn of Dynamax left. They've got 2 turns, and we got some mist on the field too. Now, weak armor is going to activate. Not that it really matters at all. I really wanted my weakness policy to activate, but unfortunately there wasn't a super effective attack against Cursola, so I never got like an additional, attack boost there. Say if I got an attack boost, from the start, that first Max Phantasm would have done like, would have done 3/4 of the health around there, right? So I'm thinking, what should I do here? The best here is to go for stab and try and go for the most strongest, powerful, hit that I've got. So I'm going to throw a Gumboot and a Teapot, and Azumarill just lives there, unfortunately. Even with that -1 in defense, it wasn't enough to take out the Azumarill. Azumarill can just go for any sort of move and take me out there. It's going to be max, guys. I say that's coming off like, I don't know, Hydro Pump or Score or something like that. I believe it still was a special Azumarill. I don't think they'll run like a mixed one, right? And that's pretty much it there. The rain is going to get put up on the field. Well, it doesn't matter. That is the end of the battle. A very, very close one there in the end. I feel like if I had weakness policy activated somehow, I would have won that one. But yeah, that's how it was. It was a pretty fun battle. This is actually a really, really hard team to do as well. Them being all in hindsight. I'm thinking about some hindsight now. I probably could have made like a Trick Roomer to help my team out even more, but I don't know, at this time I just didn't want to use Trick Room. I wanted like even more of a challenge, which made it even more like difficult, right? So the next battle here is against Rose, or Chairman Rose, and we got a very good Pokemon against my team, right? I was wondering how I was actually going to get past this. So, Hydreigon's going to go for an Earth Power. My Corsola gets wrecked in 1 shot. It's like, okay, well, let's have a look at this. It's got Earth Power, so both of my Corsolas are going to get wrecked. And it's probably got Dark Pulse as well. Like, what one wouldn't have Dark Pulse? So, I'm screwed here. This is really, really bad. Now they're going to swap out their Hydreigons. Like, okay, maybe their choice is something like that. Not sure. And in comes Kangaskhan, right? So Kangaskhan is probably going to have Scrappy right to swap into this. I went for a Leech Life. It would have been great to actually use that on Hydreigon. I feel like I definitely would have lived the Dark Pulse, but, that's the way it goes. So Kangaskhan's going to go for a Sucker Punch and activate my weak armor and my weakness policy. Now, the problem about this situation is, right, if I attack, Kangaskhan will just go for Sucker Punch again. It doesn't matter about the boost and speed that I got. I'm going to go down as well. And unfortunately, I could only go for a Leech Life after this. So it does pretty good damage, but I definitely don't sustain enough health, to be able to live another Sucker Punch there. So I'm going to have to actually swap out here and swap out into another Pokemon, predicting the Sucker Punch, right? So I knew they'd definitely go for Sucker Punch. They had to, and I'm going to bring in my Corsola here. So they're going to go for Sucker Punch. It's going to fail, obviously. Now I was thinking, do they have another attack to actually hit me with that's Dark type, or do they have like a Sucker Punch? That's it. So they're going to go for the Scrappy Drain Punch there, and they're going to give some health back, which is going to be a little bit annoying, but I'm quite certain I can get around this. So this Corsola has weak armor as well, which is just to give it a little boost in speed, right? Now, this is going to be my Stealth Rock set. I'm going to set the Stealth Rock up. I noticed one Pokemon in their party was actually very, very weak to Stealth Rock. So this almost sealed that Pokemon's fate, right? So it's going to go for another attacking move, the Sucker Punch, and take me out with a crit. That was a little bit unlucky there because I was running Bulk. I felt like there was a chance I might be able to live that like badly, but you know, that's how it is. I had the ability to kick in too, so it probably didn't matter. I was going for a self-destruct. So unfortunately, Kangaskhan's just firing off this Sucker Punch. There's not a lot I can do there. And Perish Body is going to kick in, which is going to be real nice. I went for Whirlpool, and now Kangaskhan is basically trapped now, so he can't do anything. Then I was thinking, right, well, Whirlpool's probably going to take it out before the Perish Body is going to actually kick in, right? Because it's only got a little bit of health left, right? So one more attack. I'd say like 2 more Whirlpools and a Sound, and it's got 3 turns left. So all I can do here is go for a Strength Sap. It's going to go for a Drain Punch. Obviously, it's predicting some sort of status type move. That's why I didn't go for a Sucker Punch again. And Kangaskhan's going to get a bit more of its health back. So, like, okay, I actually might need the Perish Song to or the Perish Body, Perish Song to take it out there. So I went for the Strength Sap. I knew that I get a lot of health back, all my health back, because this Kangaskhan was definitely invested fully in attack. And there we go. I'm basically set up to beat this Kangaskhan now with my Perish Body ability, which is really cool. I really like this ability. So we got 2 more turns. I'm going to be going for the Protect here. I do not want Kangaskhan to lay another finger on my Cursola. Like, I want to leave it at full health because it's a very, very important Pokemon in this team. I'm just looking at the rest of the team in the team preview. I'm thinking, man, this Cursola's got, like, this could literally wall most of their team. Like, it was such a valuable Pokemon. So I didn't want to lose that. And I thought, let's just go back into the other Cursola and, you know, let it take it up. So Kangaskhan went for the Thunder Punch this time. I do manage to live that, and it is going to go down. The great thing about this, right, is Weak Armor is going to come into effect, and it's going to give me a speed boost, right? So that's going to give me an advantage against the next Pokemon. So, you know, I might be able to hit them with, like, a powerful Poltergeist or Leech type. So the next Pokemon to come in was the Hydreigon. I was like, the only thing that would probably mess me up here is Hydreigon's still going to outspeed, or it might be Choice Scarf, right? That's about the only thing. So now it's going to go for the Dark Pulse, and Cursola is going to go down. So like, dang, that would have been really nice. Like, Leech Life would have dropped really, really hard. Not saying it would have taken it out, but it would have done some pretty impressive damage. So now into my Cursola, I was like, okay, well, I can go for a Head Smash here. They are going to Dynamax there. So when the Hydreigon come out, right, I'm thinking, I have to Dynamax my Corsola, right? I have to do that because if this Corsola goes down, like this, you know, this Corsola is my only way to take out Hydreigon. Like, it's my only way, right? Now, the other moves out in this were Ice Sphere as well, and we had the Hustle, right? So I thought, okay, if I go into Dynamax, I can't miss, which will be really good. Plus, I'll be hitting, like, really, really, like, powerful hits there. And I won't lose any, like, recall damage, too. So it's not like a win-win situation for Cursola. A lot of the time, I did actually Dynamax this because they hit really hard. Plus, it looks, like, super, super cool, too. I really like Cursola's Shiny. I don't know, do you, what, out of all these Pokemon, I got a question for the comment section if you guys are, you know, still watching and stuff. Out of Corsola, Corsola Galar, and Corsola, which one do you like the most? I want to hear your answer. I actually really, really like Cursola. It's such a cool Pokemon. I just feel like it's one of those sort of forgotten Pokemon. I don't know. I just really like it. So we're going to be going for my Max Rockfall here. This is going to actually put a Sandstorm up on the field, and this is going to do some mighty fine damage there. It's doing over half health. Plus, we're going to put the Sandstorm up, which is really good for Corsola, and it's going to do additional damage to Hydreigon too. So I was in a pretty good position right now. I was happy with this. Unfortunately, it's going to go for a Dragon-type move, I'm assuming, like Drake or Meteor. Even though I did a little amount of damage, right, it was a clever play because they actually dropped my attack. And my next attack is most definitely not going to be able to take them out. And then, right, on their last turn, they can go for an additional, you know, dank pulse, right, and take me out. And that'll be it, right? Unfortunately, Sandstorm will not be enough to take it out that turn 2. So now we got the Max Quake here, and I'm going to be going down. So unfortunately, Cursola simply just got... Hydreigon was just simply a better Pokemon in that stage. There was nothing I could have done. They had the Dynamax move to drop my attack, and it was a great counter there. Even though like without that drop in attack, I would have been able to beat it. But that's how it goes, right? So they're going to leave basically on 1 health there. I'm going to throw in my Corsola now, my Galar one. So they're going to go out of the Dynamax. Now, I have to take this out. Like, I definitely have to take this Pokemon out. So now we got the Dark Pulse here. I know this is going to hit very, very hard. I do withstand it, which is very, very nice there. Curse Body is going to kick in on that one. And I actually went for the Strength Sap here. This is the other move I ran on. This is more of a bulky set. We had Giga Drain, Shadow Ball, Ancient Power, and we had Sap Sipper. Max Health and Max Special Attack. More of a defensive one. It is bulky still with the Strength Sap. And finally, the Hydreigon does go down. That was only my second Pokemon I took out there. But when you look at their team, right, Hydreigon was like, when you see the rest of the team, you see Hydreigon was the biggest counter. Like, I had to get through that first, which was bad. Now, we got the Grimmsnarl. I wasn't worried about Grimmsnarl. I was like, okay, one Sap Sipper. My God, Strength Sap, just roast me, it's fine. One Strength Sap will easily be able to deal with. The only thing I was worried about was maybe Taunt, which obviously it clearly didn't have. It would have used it. So going for that Strength Sap there, getting a lot of my health back there, or all my health back, and dropping the stats, attack stat of the Grimmsnarl too. So I can just simply attack this thing and keep it attacking. I might even be able to get an Ancient Power up as well, which is really good. So out goes the Grimmsnarl, and in comes the Milotic out. Now, this was an interesting part of the battle, to say the least. So I was like, okay, is this going to be another competitive Pokemon that's going to be able to get around Strength Sap on my Cursola set? I wasn't sure. I had to take the risk. I was hoping it'd be like Marvel Scale or something like that. So into Corsola, we got the Hydro Pump from Milotic. Now, once again, I was running a little bit more defensive on this set, but even with the max health and, max health was enough to easily, withstand that Hydro Pump. That was obviously Milotic's strongest attack too, and it was more bulky, right? It definitely wasn't like an offensive one. So I've got the Whirlpool up there, and I've got the leftovers, so it only really took about a quarter damage, right? And now the Milotic is trapped in too. Now, there obviously is a chance that Milotic does have recover, but it does not matter. If I've got the Parasong up, it's, definitely going to go down. So next move is the Dragon Pulse there. Dragon Pulse is going to do nothing. Obviously, they're just going for accuracy rather than going for a risky Hydro Pump there. It definitely could have missed, right? So they were probably thinking, if I keep doing this, I'll eventually be able to take this, Cursola up. The thing about this is I do have this, the Strength Sap there. It's going to get all my health back, or nearly all my health back, but at the cost of giving them a boost in their special attack. However, I was confident to give them one. I thought I could definitely get around this, right? And they may have to use up another turn, recover and stuff, and, Parasong. And, that's sort of all that sort of good stuff. So I'm going to go for the Parasong here. I would have liked to get it off a little bit earlier, but I sort of wanted to use it before the Strength Sap, but I was worried about a couple of, Hydro Pumps hitting in a row, or maybe like a crit. That could have been really bad, right? So we got the Parasong up on the Milotic. I'm going to go for the Protect here. And, they're trapped in. They can't do much here. So now Milotic is going to be going for a Hydro Pump. It's going to hit my Protect. It's obviously going to do nothing. And we're getting some really good damage there with the Whirlpool too. So Whirlpool's done a lot already. So we got 2 more turns left on the Parasongs. It went for the Hydro Pump here on my Cursola. And I knew I'd be able to withstand this one as well. More's at full health. So that does 3/4 damage. So still very good. So now I'm going to go for the Strength Sap here. Now, I was definitely okay with sacrificing my next, my Corsola Galar there, because I knew I could, all the rest of the Pokemon, I knew that I could beat with Cursola, right? I was very, very confident I could definitely beat them. So getting it back about, just over half health, I've got the leftovers here. I could sack the Cursola off, right? We're both still trapped in there. Well, it's trapped in, I'm trapped in. And I was like, nah, I actually want to swap the Cursola out, sack off the Corsola Galar, and, be able to beat the rest of the team. So instead of going for a Hydro Pump, they actually went for the Recover, which was a big, big mistake there, because they didn't get any damage against my Cursola at all. My Corsola. Now, I believe my Corsola still would have been able to live the Hydro Pump, but it wouldn't have lived it very well. And I want to see how much that actually changed the course of the battle. It could have been a misclick too. I wasn't too sure. Now, as soon as the other Corsola came out, it's like, okay, well, it didn't really change the course of the battle, right? Because I had Giga Drain. And I would have got all of my health back from that anyway. And now they're going to set up the Calm Mind. So that, even though they could have gone for a Hydro Pump there, I feel like it didn't change the course of the battle all that much. Because I could have, I could get all my health back with the Giga Drain, right? So going for another Giga Drain, and that is going to take out the Corsola. There is no way they're going to be able to live that one. It's 4 times super effective, right? So obviously didn't realize that I have a 4 times, super effective move. So we've got 2 more Pokemon left. There's a Grimmsnarl or Brimsnarl. Now, this can definitely be stalled out very, very easy. Both these Pokemon have the Strength Sap as well. They're going to see that I've got Everlight, and they're going to go for Sucker Punch. That's not going to work. As I said at the start of the battle, the only Pokemon that I was really, really worried about was Hydreigon and possibly Kangaskhan. And once I got rid of them, I really clawed my way back into this battle. So now the Grimmsnarl is going to swap out here, and the other Pokemon they got is the Volcarona. Now, remember I said earlier on, right, that Stealth Rocks would really, really mess up one of these Pokemon? This is the Pokemon. So it lost half its health already from the Stealth Rocks. I'm going to be swapping up my Corsola and going into the Cursola. This is really testing me with Corsola or Cursola. and I knew they'd probably try and go for a Quiver Dance, right? So getting some leftovers recover there. I knew that Whirlpool would do some pretty nice damage too. There wasn't a lot of point me just going for a Parasol because I'd have to wait all those turns. And, you know, if I went for one Whirlpool and, you know, Protect and maybe a Strength Sap, I could definitely get around this, right? And I had that good special defensive bulk, remember, before in the battle. So going for that Whirlpool doesn't do a lot of damage, but we are going to get some damage at the end of turn, which is going to be super, super nice. And all I've got left is the Grimstone left. We are down to the last 60 seconds of this battle. It was a very, very long game. Whenever you run like... Say you run like Whirlpool or a trapping type move, they're like Fire Spit or something like that, and you've got like maybe leftovers and Protect, it makes the game so long, right? But like I had to do it right because these are some really scary Pokemon. So we've got 30 seconds left of the battle. I'm going to be able to easily get around Volcarona. There's nothing it can do to me. It's going to be going down to the next Whirlpool, and all that's left after this one is a Grimmsnarl. I've still got a Corsola and a Cursola left. They're going to be going for a Fiery Dance as their last resort. I'm able to tank it super easily. I just went for another Strength Sap there to get my health back because they're going to go down to the next Whirlpool, and Grimmsnarl is going to be the last Pokemon they can swap in. So the timer has now hit 0 there, but it isn't the end of the battle because they can actually swap another Pokemon in, right? It's funny how the timer actually allows that. So the final Whirlpool is going to take out the Volcarona there, and the last Pokemon is Grimmsnarl. They're going to swap in, but since the time's run out, that is the win for me. The only thing they could have done to prevent that is go for Hydro Pump on the Milotic. I still feel I would have had the upper hand in that battle with my Cursola. I mean, it possibly could have still been a draw, right? But a very long game there. I hope you guys enjoyed both those battles, and I should catch you tomorrow for another Theme Team. Peace out.